Well, hey guys, Silly Tuck here. Alright. My voice is kind of going on me. I might be getting sick. So I'm going to try to bang this one out in as efficient a fashion as possible. This is the first Hardcore TV of June 1999. We have, let me think here. 3 weeks. 3 weeks, I believe, to build to Guilty as Charged. Guilty as Charged our January pay-per-view. I can check that. Why don't I just check that? Pre-booking. Yes, Guilty as Charged is Saturday, week 3, and we're going to make sure that that is set, so it'll be after our TV show. So we'll do that TV show, and then we'll do the pay-per-view. So yeah, we will have the 3 weeks. Sabu's back in 37 days. He'll be a good hand to have back, definitely. We're running Hammerstein because I wanted to start doing, right, my, like, single month or so, my single month events, right, like, outside of, what do I want to call it? Single month events outside of Hammerstein, like, out of New York, right? I wanted to go to the Southeast. But that might cost us some money, so I wanted to go with the reliable option. If you've followed for a little bit, you know that they want us to move out of Hammerstein. But I don't want to do anything too big too fast, I don't want to do too big changes too quickly, because that might tank some of our money completely, and I don't want to do that. I want to maybe edge into this a little bit. Without further ado, though, I think we're just going to get right into it. So we open up with an 81B. It's Rob Van Dam and it's Shane Douglas. This is a very good segment. RVD's basically on the mic to open up tonight. You know, he's talking about how he's Rob Van Dam. He's the whole fucking show. He's Mr. Saturday Night. He's Mr. Hardcore TV, Mr. Pay-Per-View, Mr. Television Special, blah, blah, blah. All of RVD's kind of catchphrases I've composed for him. Kind of runs through type of thing. Says, I'm still here. I'm still champion. I'm still the best in this company, and ain't nobody gonna stop me, At that moment, Shane Douglas, runs in from the crowd or some shit with, a lead pipe and just fucking hammers RVD. He's yelling things. He looks pissed off, frustrated about his loss. Things like, oh, you're not better than me. One time you're not better than me. Something like that. Chastity's just kind of there, so we get over the women hump for this show. But I think you kind of get my idea for this opening. RVD talks about how, Shane Douglas is a great competitor, but he's no Rob Van Dam. I don't know why I gave him a little stoner laugh there. Even though, that is RVD's character, but Rob Van Dam, he's very good, and I believe I'm setting up another thing for them in the future, obviously. Let's move forward. We actually have kind of have you ever seen a TV show where they, set something up for the episode, and then they do their little intro? That's kind of what we're doing here. We set that up for the episode, then we go into the intro. Paul Heyman hypes up tonight, main event, Steve Corino versus Taz. Corino's come back from being away for, I believe it was, 8 months, maybe. He's come back, he's immediately challenged the Unstoppable Machine, the Human Suplex Machine, the Monster, Taz, the ECW World Television Champion Taz, and tonight they're fighting for the World Television Championship. I think that's a fair enough angle. We move into a match. It is a 50D plus. That's okay. With decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat. The Suicide Blondes defeated Doug Furnas and Phil LaFon when Christian Cage defeated Phil LaFon by pinfall with the Suicide Pact. That's a pretty damn overall good match, I think. Kind of a showcase again for the Suicide Blondes against two of our pretty steady, stable job guys, Furnas and LaFon. They're so popular outside of New York, they'll never really lose their mid-card position, I believe. So they're always just going to kind of be a jobber mid-card team. And I appreciate having them around because they're pretty good in-ring guys, but they're not going to outshine anyone. Kind of what you want for a jobber, pretty much, right? Not take anybody's shine away, but still kind of doing it, being there, being able to sell, all that good stuff. Furnas actually improves, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. So this next segment, right, before I skip to it, the implication, right, is that we would go to commercial, and it would be like, oh man, subscribe to the 370 Gaming Network or something like that. Shout out to 370. But, like, you know, we go to some kind of shitty commercial where they're like, buy fucking, like, Viagra or something like that, right? Because it's, EC dub, EC dub. And then we flip to backstage where we see Christian Cage and Sexton after their match or whatever. And they see Dawn Marie, and Dawn Marie kind of motions them over. If you remember on the television special last week, they were trying to flirt up with Dawn Marie, but then her tag boys kind of got in the way there, and so she kind of lures them over, and they're like, "Oh fuck, dog, we're about to get like, we're about to totally fuck this bitch right now," and so they kind of go over there, and then they're in like a room or something like that, and then the door shuts, and behind the door it's Lance Storm and Chris Candido. I like to think it's double super kicks that Christian Cage and Sexton both receive, just double super kicks. Some like, oh, you don't fuck with me, fuck with us, or something like that. You know what I mean? Something like that. If you watched last episode as well, you would know that there was a certain somebody who is in the wrestling world now. I don't know if I pitched two scenarios. I think I kind of had two scenarios in my head, and I think I mentioned two different, let's go with tag teams. Yeah, we'll say tag teams that this person could go with. One of them being this team, the other one being another team. I'm not too sure where I'm going to place them yet in terms of who they will be managing going forward. It would make sense from a storyline perspective here, but I was originally going with the other team. But I think we may be starting to edge towards the Suicide Blondes a little bit. Yeah, that seems okay. I want to move forward again. We get a 46D as the Hardys cut a promo on Bubba and Devon. You know, they talk about how, you know, it's pretty important to always stay on top of your game and stuff like that, and the Dudley Boys have done that for the past year. They lost the tag belts, won them back, lost them again, and then won them back again. They've been kind of hot potatoing the belts a little bit, but now that they've got it back from the FBI, they've pretty much held it since, I want to say, June, July. You know, and soon it might be time for that reign to come to the end, because the Hardys, you know, they were that close before. They were that close before, and they choked it away. And they have a second chance now, a second chance at doing something that they've always dreamed about. You know, holding the tag belts in a major company in America. And so, you know, they're not going to let this one slip away. And they hope that the Dudleys are ready. Let's move forward. I believe it's a match. It's a 61C, very, very, very solid. Jerry Lynn, Mikey Whipwreck, probably our two most, consistent performers. You know what I mean? I can always rely on the two of them to do some good shit with somebody. Obviously, Jerry, more of a main eventer role now, and Whipwreck more of a mid-carder, but they're always great together. It's about 10 minutes. Jerry Lynn wins. Just kind of, what do you think when you think Whipwreck Lynn, right? Some hardcore, but kind of focused on the technical aspect of it all, you know what I mean? That type of thing. I don't know if you guys heard that in the background. I don't know what the fuck that was. That was weird. But yeah, it's kind of just what you would expect overall from this matchup. Moving forward again, this is very interesting because there's a bit of a challenge here. Kurt Angle comes out and he what do I say? Acknowledges Jerry Lynn. He says, "Jerry, you know, I've seen you before, right? You're the former ECW World Champion. You know, I was watching that right there in the back, and I have to say, you're pretty impressive. You know, you know your way around a ring, unlike some people here. Jerry, I want to make you an offer. I would like to have a match with you sometime in the future to simply display the talent of this company, the true talent of this company. People like me, people like you, people like Rob Van Dam, people like Mikey Whipwreck even. Mikey, nice performance tonight. But, Jerry, there's something different about you. You're a winner. And, as much as I have tried to, I cannot get a match with the world champion. So, Jerry, I'll let you think about that and get back to me." So yeah, you know, kind of more establishing what Kurt Angle's goals are here in the company. He wants to He wants to wrestle. He wants to be great. While, Steven Regal was kind of more focused on altering the fabric of ECW, right? Altering what made up this company. Kurt Angle is kind of just keeping that other side, but suppressing it. You know what I mean? He's trying to make sure that people like Jerry, people like Mikey Ripwreck, whoever else, right? RVD himself. I can probably think of a couple other names off the top of my head. Lance Storm, Chris Candido. You know what I mean? Those guys. They're the real talents in this company, in his mind. That they are properly appreciated, and they get those spots. Taz even could go on that list. Steve Corino. And so, Kurt Angle extends a challenge. Jerry Lynn looks like he thinks about it, and I don't know why Jerry wouldn't accept, but maybe he won't. Who knows? Jerry Lynn actually improves in here. That's the ability of Kurt Angle. You know what I mean? He's teaching old dogs new tricks. Good stuff overall, I like to think. Moving forward, I think we have one more segment for our main event. We do. It's 32E+. That's okay. Hopefully this main event should bang then. It's just woman hyping up a Sandman return again. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have nothing for Sandman. He's kind of just... What's the idea? I don't want to say I have spoken so much of Steve Regal's gospel that I believe it now, but Sandman, I don't really know how much value he has in the long run. I'm keeping him around, always. As long as he wants to be here, I'll keep him around, you know what I mean? Because he's that type of guy for this company. But he's definitely not somebody like Tommy Dreamer, where I can put Tommy out there and trust that somebody else can either carry him or work with him to put on the type of match I want. Sandman is somebody who I don't think is very carryable. Excuse me. He's kind of just garbage. He's kind of just garbage. He does all right in matches, but he's not as great as I'd like him to be. Maybe that's partially my fault. If you have any ideas for Sandman, let me know down below. I have one idea. It involves Sabu, kind of maybe bringing the two of them together, but I already feel like we have enough tag teams. You know what I mean? We need those guys kind of out in the singles stuff. We could make Sandman primarily like a guy who kind of enhances younger talent, right? Well, be like a jobber to maybe like a gatekeeper role, you know what I mean? But I kind of already have that in Tommy Dreamer, as I think you people might be picking up on. So if you have any ideas for Sandman at all, do leave it down below, because I'll appreciate that. You know what I mean? If you come up with something that's gold, I'll take it and I'll run with it. I really don't see because like the things that come to mind, right? Sandman leading a stable. I don't like that. Sandman forming a team. I had the Sabu idea, but I don't really like that totally. Sandman, I don't want him to really go over that many people, but I don't think I can just totally job him out. You know what I mean? So I'm in that weird kind of spot where I don't totally know what to do. But if you have any ideas, please do leave them down below. All right, so it's time for our main event. I let this go on as long as it would let me, right? And I'm going to see if Taz is really as good as I think he is, and maybe Steve Corino brings it, and this is really, really, really good. But I think this is mostly just seeing how really damn good Taz is. It's for the ECW World Television title. As much as, I try to do most of this in kayfabe, we're going to be honest. We know who wins this. I'm interested, though, to see how well Taz does, you know what I mean? Like, in terms of being able to put on that main event quality match, because I have an idea. And it's an idea that would take some time, but I have an idea for him regarding him. And we're going to see if that idea is definitely, like, a possibility or not. It's a 67C+, so Taz has a 70, Corino has a 42. That's good enough, I think, in my head for what I'm probably going for. Maybe building Taz up some more, even though he's, been television champion for over a year. So Taz beats Steve Corino in 17-21 by pinfall to T-bone suplex. It's basically like Corino tries to survive for the longest time. You know what I mean? He uses some underhanded tactics and stuff like that, but Taz is clearly out of his league in terms of just straight-up combat. So Corino tries to get in Taz's head, uses all the weapons he can, Corino does. Despite being more of a mat-based wrestler, Taz has him totally outclassed there. So he goes to things like chairs, your baseball bats, a table or two. But in the end, it is Taz who is able to pick up the victory, retain the World Television title, and that's that's your show. I hope that main event was good enough to do okay. Let's see how well we do. We get a 69C plus up in 7. I like that. I like that a lot. Overall, I think that show worked well enough. I think I originally said I was gonna put the Hardy Brothers. Oh shit! What the fuck is that? Dudley Boys. Jesus Christ! Why can't I think of that? Hardy Brothers, Dudley Boys, tag team title match on a TV show. I'm thinking more and more and more. Well, especially since we're only now 2 weeks away. I think I just want to save that for Guilty as Charged because we'll need it. Injury sidelining Steve Williams. Oh yeah, WCW changed their logo, so now like that's a thing. Hardcore TV. All right, so Jody Hamilton. I'm just looking around here. Anything else I see there? No, just GWF signing some people. GWF has made an offer to Rhino. I wanted to wait on Rhino as much as I possibly could, but we may be seeing him sooner than later. But he's definitely getting over in certain places, and he's really over in Europe right now. So, RVD likes what he hears from Steve Corino. He thinks there's money in his promos, even though he didn't have a promo. Steve Williams gets a swollen elbow. Ow, that sounds like it's kind of gross and probably hurts. But overall, this week's looking okay. You can see here our franchise players. Really, they do think that Sandman is a franchise player. I guess because he's pretty damn good on the mic. He's charismatic. Man, he can work hardcore, can he? He's actually not that bad when you focus in on the stuff that, you know, he's supposed to be really good at. He's not that bad. You can see our 2 next big things. You can see our hot prospects, our talk the talk, our showstoppers, the ring generals, who's hot, who's not, time to climb, which we have none, and our hidden gems list, which I don't think has changed for the longest time. It hasn't. Who the hell is Kristen Astara? She is somebody who the game has just generated. Yep. 82 sex appeal. Cool. Yeah, there's a lot of... Oh, yeah, and also Alicia Webb, who is Brian Shamrock, right? Yeah. Yeah, they're filling up a lot of women there. Tuck, do you ever think about a ECW women's division? Yes. Will it work? We'll have to get to, like, 2001 beyond, you know what I mean? To kind of figure out if the talent's there and if I can work it in. But yeah, I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I enjoy, of course, making these, as always. Ooh, Hot Prospects, Tony Mamaluke. Good to see, good to see. Yeah, I didn't get the FBI on this show. I didn't get Mike Awesome on this show, but I guess that's just kind of the constraint of the hour-long TV show. I'm thinking about maybe when we go up to Cult, whenever that will be. When we go up to Cult, I'm thinking of probably increasing it to an hour and a half, because I think that makes the most sense. Actually, here, hold on. You're not going to see this ever on a TV show. Or, like, on a what do you call it? But we'll make, it'll be an hour and a half. Yeah, an hour and a half works. No, let's just go an hour. Okay, I'll just do an hour. I'll do an hour, and we'll call it, we'll do monthly. Let's go Wednesday, week 2. And we'll call it ECW in the Southeast. Let's go with that. Yeah, I think that works well enough. And there you go. We have a monthly every Wednesday, week 2. We have a little bit of a fun little show that we can go and do and try to get our pop up over in the Southeast. But anyways, now that plan is set in motion, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. One thing I quickly want to do, show you guys the ratings from last week's Big Ass Extreme Bash. It got a 0.03, 24K viewers, 24.6K viewers. That's good. It's up from a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it's up. It's our highest rating in a long time. In a long time. Partially because that Go Home show was fucking banger, because Shane Douglas is really fucking good at the whole pro wrestling thing. But without a doubt, I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Silly Tuck, signing out.